Sports on Air.
Okay, Tony, let us go to that 105-point game. Talk us back to, of course, you're gonna be playing in a provincial state of the Philippines, which is the Iloilo, and
Iloilo.
talk us about the atmosphere because there's not much footage. I wanted to watch the game, but it was not aired on TV. But can you describe to us the arena, the temperature, and the crowd there?
Well, I mean, I want to go back to the flight going to Iloilo. In the game right before Iloilo, I scored 70. I want to say I scored 78 points the game before it, that 105-point game. There was an old guy, Filipino guy, who watched me play that game.
Okay.
On the airplane, he was flying over to Iloilo with us. As I was sitting in my seat listening to my music, the old man came and tapped me on my shoulders. He looked down at me and he asked me, he says, "Mr. Tony, do you know the highest scoring single point game in the PBA?" I said, "Yes, sir." I'm looking up at him in my seat in the airplane. I'm looking up because he's standing up and I'm sitting down. I'm looking up at him and I said, "Yes, sir." It said it was 103 points by a guy by the name of Michael Hockett in 1982. So he looked down at me. He says, "Tony, you can break that record." I said, "Sir, not in a million years I'll ever be able to score 100 points. But thank you for having the confidence." He says, "Tony, you can do it." I said, "No, sir, I'll never be able to score 100 points. But again, thank you for having the confidence in me." So the old man took off, went back, sat down in his seat. So now we proceed to fly over to Iloilo. So now 2 days later, I get to the Coliseum. I'm on the floor warming up before the game. I see an old man pointing at me from the bleachers. He's pointing his finger at me, telling me, "You can do it," just pointing his finger. And I don't know who this old man is because I didn't remember his face. So then I asked my teammates, Rudy Destrito and Nelson Asatano and all them. I asked him, I said, "Man, who is that old guy keep pointing his finger at me over there?" He says, "Tony, they said, Tony, that's the old man from the airplane that was talking to you." I looked at him and I said, "Damn, it is him." But he was just giving me encouragement, telling me, "Tony, you can do it."
Okay.
And I'm looking at him thinking, shaking my head like, no, because that's too many points. But he's telling me, "You can do it. You can do it." So, of course, the game kicks off. And Sonny Jaworski with his Detroit Pistons, if I can call them, they brutally fouled me. Brutally. You know, they tried spitting in my face. They took a knee to my groin area. They did everything possible to get me into a brawl to get kicked out of the game because they knew that's the only way they could win the game is to get me ejected. But Coach Yangale and Elmer Younger did a very good job in prepping me before the game, telling me, "Tony, they're going to do this, they're going to try to do this, they're going to do that to you." So they had me prepped, and so it made me ready for the game. I was ready for the fouls.
So basically, you went to the line. How many, Brian? How many times did he go to the line? I think it's 51, 52 free throws. If you're
Yeah.
gonna be going to the line for two free throws each, it's like how many? 26 fouls that they
Yeah.
threw on you. It's like four and
Yeah.
a half players that could have that they threw on you to give them at least six fouls. Okay,
Right.
so
And
talk about those fouls. I mean, of course, the first five times that you're gonna get those fouls, how did you get that confidence to say, "Hey, I'm gonna keep on attacking this defense. It's the way that we're gonna win this game."
again, Coach Yangale and Elmer Younger, they just had me prepped for the game. And by them prepping me for the game, telling me they're going to try everything under the sun to try to get me ejected. And I knew how important this game was to us to win. So it was nothing they was going to be able to do to me other than taking my head off, of course, which they tried. And by halftime, half of their team had already almost fouled out of the game by halftime. So I walked over to Sonny Jaworski, and I told him, I said, "You got to try harder than that."
Okay.
So he says, "Well, Tony, I'm not responsible for you once you leave this gym." when he told me that, I thought to myself, maybe I need to zip up. I was just a beast that day. Again, I got to give all credit to my teammates because they were protecting me as much as they could.
Okay, talk about, of course, Coach Sonny Jaworski. Did he play on that game or he just coached all the way?
He just coached.
And of course, you scored 105 points. Did you count your points as you score?
No. They announced on the PA system, Tony Harris has broken the all-time record, halftime record with 59 points.
Mm-hmm.
And the old man I'm telling you about before the game, he stood up and started clapping. He started pointing his finger at me again, telling me, "I told you, you can do it." Because now he thinks I'm trying to break this record, and I really wasn't. I was just trying to get the win because I really wanted to beat Ginebra by any cost. I just wanted to beat them because they had the loudest and rowdiest fans. I love Ginebra fans because they stand behind their team 110%. Win or lose, Ginebra fans are gonna stand there. They booed me before I made it to the arena. They'll stand in the doorway as I'm going into the arena, spit on my posters and tear my posters up, set them on fire. So
it was that crazy, huh?
Oh my God, it was ridiculous. Ginebra fans are ridiculous, but they were solid. When I tell you they were fans, they were Ginebra fans, true Ginebra fans. But we had great fans myself for Swift.
Mm-hmm.
We had great fans. So it was always Swift fans against Ginebra fans. And we always came on top, of course.
So when you saw in your posters and spitting on your images, did that put more fire to you to performing well against them?
Oh my God, of course. All that did was just add fuel to the fire. That's all it did. So their fans were the reason why their players got me. Because they added fuel to the fire. So I said, okay, I'll take it out on your team, which is what I did every game. I took it out on the players. If you got in my way, I'm dunking on you. If you're not close enough to me, I'm going to shoot a three-pointer in your face. If you get too close to me, I'm going to go around you. So by any cost, any means necessary, I'm going to punish you for sure because you're a Ginebra. And I respect the Ginebra.
Okay, Tony, any Ginebra player that you remember that was guarding you in that game?
No. Because it was never just one.
Okay.
It was never just one player.
They were all taking turns on you.
Yeah, it was all taking turns. Sometimes there were two players trying to defend me.
Okay.
They had Jamie. I think they had Jamie Waller, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They had Jamie Waller. He's from Virginia in the States. They was trying to compare him to me at one point. I said, okay. I'm gonna show you the comparisons. This is gonna show you who's the great.
Do you remember how many points Jamie Waller scored on that game?
Not many, because I was defending Jamie. I was defending Jamie alone.
Oh,
you're also defending the opposing import during that 105-point game.
Of course. Because I want to defend the best player they have. Because my defense is just as good as my offense.
Thank you for watching. Click the subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified with our latest videos.